Greetings, back with another records unboxing. This one is actually from Record City, Japan. I've never bought from Record City, Japan before, so this is the first. I bought directly from their website as opposed to on Discogs, where I actually saw some of this stuff listed. But I managed to find their website instead, and to discover it actually cheaper to buy straight from there without all the Discogs fees added and GST added. So I thought I'd give it a go and see if it gets through customs without the GST, which it did, which is nice. So it's just arrived. I bulked up again here just to make the postage viable, plus their viable prices equals some good value here. So I'll get into it. Now I haven't actually pre-opened this one, so I'm going to try to be tricky and do this hopefully without doing any damage. One-handed style. Sorry, it's a bit hard to film and do at the same time. But I'll give it a red hot go here. The parcel looks, as you can see, looks well packed. Okay. Yeah, it looks well packed. I've checked, this was through FedEx, and I was suspicious because FedEx stuffed up my last one from America. I won't go into that story now, but it was a total debacle. So I was nervous, but I thought, hey, same company, but you know, this one's through Japan and Australia. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go, and they've come through. It was only slightly delayed, but hey, it had to go through like China and Singapore, I think. Then went through Sydney and then back up to Queensland. All right, anyway, so let's have a look here. We've got some extra construction on top. Oh, and that's a little bit of a sneak preview. I got a CD as well, so I'm going to assume this. I'm just going to shut the box so we don't do too many spoilers here. So sorry for the shaky footage, but I did, yeah, I forgot I bought a CD as well. So look, they've even packed the CD individually, you know, bubble wrap. I can feel the bubble wrap in there. So that's really good. They've even taken the care factor in there to do that separately. And this is a secondhand CD, so these are all secondhand goods, I think. I can't remember. Yeah, so Terry Kellier's Occasional Rain, which I don't have on vinyl because it's very hard to get on vinyl, and expensive too. So I thought I'll just go with the cheaper alternative for now. So I've actually got it. I can rip it to MP3 and still listen to it multiples. But it looks like it's in pretty good nick from the outside, for second-hand CD. Yeah, 1998. So this has been out for a while, but that's okay. Looks good here. I won't open up the packaging. Check the CD quality. I'm sure it's great being Japan. I'm sure there's no problems. Okay, so I'm going to get into this. I'm just feeling down the side, just try not to show you spoilers. It's just all in one block though. I think they've all just put them all together, stacked on top of each other. So not separate bundles inside or in separate boxes. We'll see where we go, because there is a little bit of space. I'll just show you here. You can see there's a bit of space down the side. That's the only concern. That it could be a bit of wiggle room. But they did put the other cardboard on top that went down a little bit. That'd be my only concern. However, the box looks in good condition. Let's get into this. All right, this one already probably spoiled because you saw first up what was on top. which is this lovely 2LP Japanese issue of VSOP Live Under the Sky. It was relatively cheap, if you see there, compared to what you pay elsewhere. Look, and this is for a 2LP, so 980 yen. It's probably about $10 Australian at the time. Really, plus post. Yeah, it's double the post in a way for this one because it's 2LP. It's actually, you can still get the Obi. Not that I care about that, but you know, they usually jack up prices because of that. Media, very good condition. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what their idea of very good condition and stuff is. They're saying cover's very good, and looking at that, like, if that's something to go on, I mean, that apparently is very good condition, the cover. It looks awesome. Now, I'm not going to open up the seal, but it is a gatefold. So there might be some issues inside the gatefold. There might be some foxing because it's Japanese. I don't care. I got away with bargain there, really. So that's a really great price for VSOP with Herbie Hancock, Tony Williams, Wayne Shorter, Freddie Hubbard, and Ron Carter. All right, next. Sorry, I'm showing you blank here. I just don't want to show spoilers. But next, something a bit different here. We've got Creedence and Willie and the Poor Boys. And these usually go for a lot at the moment, even to get this LP. So I got it there. You can see excellent condition. It's for about $20 Australian plus the post. But that's great. It looks great. It's in really, really good condition. And again, they're saying that the cover is very good. Wow. It is compared to the stuff I get in Australia. Yeah, that's very good. Wow. It's great. It looks really great. So nice to have that one. Starting to beef up my Creedence collection. Now this one's an interesting one. Let's get an extra little sticker there. What's that for? I'll find out later. Anyway, this one. I've got the first issue of this, and now I'm just going to bend that down there so it sits. There we go. This is Return of the Funk Soul Sisters on BGP. Print from UK. Nice collection of funky soul stuff, obviously with female singers. The first collection is fantastic. Been after the second one for a while. I can't remember how much it was. I've got the little sticker came off here. That was just on there. But whoops, is it going to focus? Focus, Young Jedi. Oh, probably not. There we go. So there's the sticker, but I can't see the price. This is a brand new record, sorry. So this one's new, sealed, as you can see. And there'll be a stack of tracks in here because it's 2LP as well. So it's probably about 20 tracks, I'm reckoning. Yep, 20 tracks. And it's usually all very obscure stuff to get, like singles that are hard to get and cost you way too much to purchase as separate singles and try to get them. So I know this will be good stuff. There'll be some obscure stuff, a lot of obscure stuff actually. But really looking forward to cracking that one open and having the complete collection. I think they only put the two of them out. That's like volume 2. All right, next up. Oh, I forgot I bought this. Completely forgot I bought this. But that's okay. Just a cheaper Stanley Tarantine, late 70s. So I'm just trying to. Oh, I got it. I caught it. Just won't sit. Anyway, a late 70s. I think it's like 1978 Stanley Tarantine on Fantasy Records. Just because for the collection, it was cheap. Really cheap. So let's have a look. All right, so here we go. 1978 Fantasy. Yeah, so I was right there. Look, it's not the most outstanding stuff by 78. This one's for the collection, I'm going to be honest. Especially when he's got one called Disco Dancing. Yeah. But look, it was cheap. So, and it got the posters of everything else down too, which is helpful. All right, next up, this is better stuff. For sure. And we got some Johnny Hammond Smith 60s. It is a reissue. Here it is, or here it is. I believe this is about, I forget, about 67 or 8 maybe. I'm not sure what it says on here. They've put it on the outside here so it doesn't get damaged. No, I won't take it out, but yeah, look, I know it's late-ish 60s. On the Jazz Groove Prestige Collection reissues, which I've got a fair few now, and I've got them all from Japan, and they sound fantastic. I can't remember how much I paid for this. I paid a little bit more for that because it's good stuff. Next, now this one is interesting. Oh, this one, they popped open the. Okay, well this one's already popped. I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, got Herbie Hancock, "Speak Like a Child," on Blue Note. I don't have many of his 60s stuff on Blue Note at all. I've got this on CD, but in terms of vinyl, because again, it was a decent price for Herbie Hancock, you know. And it is gatefold. I think there was some sort of damage or something that was listed, but yeah, look, it's I'll actually pull that one out because it's already open. It should be easy. There we go. Having fun with this. This box being a stand today's not behaving itself. Maybe I need to, yeah, anyway. So yeah, look, it's looking pretty good there. And it's it's a Liberty pressing Blue Note, but hey, it maybe makes it a bit cheaper. But you know, it's still Herbie Hancock stuff goes to heaps. So let's pull off the while it's open, while it's open, I'll pop open the gatefold. Yeah, so there's a bit of aging there. That's what it was. There's a bit of aging, spotting, but that's nice to have with the gatefold. Definitely really nice to have there. It's a bit of a forgotten sleeper, this one. I think it's about 67 or something like that. I might be wrong. So I've got a date on here. I'm probably looking straight at it and can't see it. Anyway, yeah, it's about 67, I think, or 66 maybe. Got Ron Carter on there. Mickey Roker's always great stuff. But yeah, nice to finally have that. Moving on, we've got some later Jimmy Smith. This is early 80s Jimmy Smith. Yeah, I know this. It's quite decent. Nothing too groundbreaking here, but again, the players, you might be able to recognize some of them. It's insane, the players on here, for an early 80s set. And you can see here we've got George Benson, Ron Carter, Grady Tate, Stanley Torrentine. Freak, that's an awesome lineup alone, those five. And I think they recorded this in like 2 days or something ridiculous because they're that good. They got together and smashed it. And yeah, really tight, really good stuff. So anyway, but that was, again, pretty damn inexpensive, that one, because it is early 80s. I think it's like about 80, might even be 83. Alrighty, this one I finally got because the price was cheap. And I didn't want to pay a lot for this because I'm really only after one track on here. And I've had it on my list for years. It's the Pointer Sisters debut album. When they're looking like they're from the 1920s, not the 1970s. obviously got it for Yes We Can. The Alan Toussaint number, which opens up the album and is pretty much different to most of the rest of the album. They do a bit of this sort of old school 20s throwback stuff on here that I'm not a big fan of. I mean, they do it well, but you know, it's not the sort of thing I'm going to go back too much. So I'm going to be honest, I bought it for it's gone blurry. Come on, there we go. Yes We Can, right there. But look, again, I knew it was going to be in good condition, being a Japanese pressing and, you know, secondhand. So I got it for a good price, and it's gatefold. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. It's gatefold too. So anyway, got it cheap. Next up, this one's interesting. This is Stargard, and it's a promo. You see that says sample. Japanese promo. I think it's their third album. Yeah, it'll be some nice funky stuff and even slightly disco, but you know, I like their other stuff. Pretty underrated, Stargard. But this is a Japanese promo to have. So yeah, Changing of the Guard is what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's their third LP. They may have changed a singer, one of the singers. Anyway, yeah, so that's some funk, funky soul funk from the lovely ladies, Ross Stargard. And continuing on, it's a big treasure trove in here. Such an underrated band, Jazz Crusaders. Love their live stuff from the 60s when they were still the Jazz Crusaders as opposed to the Crusaders, funkier stuff in the 70s. Oh, look, I love the funkier stuff in the 70s. This is like a completely different band in a way, but they do great stuff, great jazz. And they really kick it live. I've got a couple of live LPs of theirs, and they never fail to please. So this one's recorded at 2 festivals. This is like a festivals album, Newport and Pacific Jazz Festivals in 1966. So you can see here it says the festival album because it was 2 festivals, so they just called it the festival album. Again, it was fairly inexpensive. I don't know why sometimes Jazz Crusaders should, even though it's good for me and other punters who like them, they really should cost more in a way, because I just think they're too underrated. I don't know why. They're really great. Well, I think they're great. Next up, this one, it's a bit of a gamble, but again, this is a cheap gamble. It's not bad, I've heard it. Joe Farrell, though, I mean, come on. Love Joe Farrell stuff. Want to beef up my collection. What's this? La Catra del Toro and the Bull. I take it. So, something in the Bull, as you can see there. Yeah, I think this is about 1977, I think. Maybe in 70. There we go. 77. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just not his best stuff, but there's some nice stuff on here. And obviously, being Joe Farrell, you're going to get some nice stuff anyway. Again, we're just going to be careful here. Look, the post-75 rule, like Tarantine Disco Dust. So, you know, you're going to get that. It's 77. They had to survive. But again, it was a nice price. It was cheap. I can't remember exactly how much, but it wasn't very expensive. More jazz coming your way. This is a Prestige Soul Masterpiece reissue from the 80s. Shirley Scott and Stanley Tarantine. Geez, I'm getting a lot of Tarantine stuff. Well, he's on lots of stuff. Blue Flames on Prestige with Shirley Scott on organ, who was at the time, I believe, married to Tarantine. I forget what year this was, but I think it's late 60s or maybe even mid 60s. But a nice reissue from the 80s. Again, I've got 1 or 2 of these, and they're good reissues. Oh, there you go. There it says 1964, so a little bit earlier. That's okay. My bad. The price was good. All right, next up, still getting through, we've got Hendrix Smash Hits. Now there's millions of variations of this one. Now I've been after this for a while. I strategically got this because it's got the same as the Australian and English versions. So I can't see there, but it's the American version. It's got different tracks to the other version. I'll just take that off a second, and so this is a bit farcical. This one has different songs like 51st Anniversary. It has The Stars That Play with Laughing Sands Dice. I'm trying to remember what else is different. Might be Highway Child. But there's a couple of different tracks to the US version. I've actually got the US version coming from another source. I'm trying to fill in all the songs I don't have on the standard LPs, because some of these aren't on the standard LPs. So we'll see how this goes, because it is a Japanese pressing. Yeah, but again, it wasn't very expensive, hence why I got it from Japan instead of Australia. There is follow insert with lyrics. Nice. All right, next one I've been after for a while. This is nice to get. Hard to track down sometimes, this LP, which is Crusaders. Oh, still has the Jazz Crusaders. I think this is our last one. Actually, is the Jazz Crusaders. Very early 70s. In fact, might even be 71, 70. Old socks, new shoes, new socks, old shoes. It's on the Tamla, I think, label, or it originally was. This is when when they're starting to now get funky. It's already open, so I can give you a squiz here. But I have been after this for a while. There's some nice tracks on here. And it's gatefold. Let's have a look. That looks pretty schmick. Just a bit of aging there. Still very solid. Very solid. And it's very solid. Looks nice. Look at that. Old school cardboard. Believe me, this is a thick piece of packaging. This is like sturdy, you know. But I've been after this one for a while, so I was really happy to see this one advertised. It's on the, there you go, Tamla Motown, but on a red label, probably for Japan. Awesome. So glad to get that one finally. I'm sure it's going to be great. Next up, another Soul Masterpiece Soul Masterpiece repressing from the 80s. And we've got some Rusty Bryant, and he is returning. Loving Rusty Bryant lately. This is late 60s, I believe. Might even be 60. I think it is. I think it's like 68 or something. Maybe. Does it say there? No. And it's got that lovely old school Prestige label there. Look. Oh, there you go. 69. I was close. Is it going to fade? 69. Yeah. So some nice saxophone, soul jazz. And it'll be a nice reissue because that series is really nice. Next, this one I've been after for a long time, but has cost a shed load. You'll know why when I show you why it costs a shed load these days. So I've put it off until I found a really good price. David Bowie's Low, one of the Berlin Trilogy albums, as they say, from the late 70s. I think this is like 77, maybe 8, is it? I'm trying to remember. I have it on CD, but yeah, it's not the same, is it? Now, the reason I bought this is it was cheaper than you'd normally get anywhere else at the moment. To buy this album, it's still very popular. Obviously, also since David Bowie's death. But they said this was damaged. Okay. They said it was water damage or something. Now, I'm going to show you. Because I expected a lot worse. I don't know. So this is apparently water damage. And what you'll see here, there's some slight... See that? the slightest rippling. This is why I love Japan. They you know, like overgrade everything. You know, it's always better than their grading. That's been my experience. So this is apparently a damaged product. Wow. Okay, I'm freaking happy with that. If that's the a little bit at the top there, little bit, but even again, you blink, you miss that damage. How good is that? So I got it cheaper than you'd get, you know, Western stores because of that apparent damage. All right, continuing on. Okay, next, McCoy Tyner song for my lady from the mid-early 70s, might be like 73, I think maybe 74. Again, what's pretty inexpensive price. If we open some nice jazz here. I don't know, this one gets a bit spiritual, but McCoy Tyner stuff is always great. He's so great. On the Milestone label, that's a nice green Milestone label. Again, Japanese pressing, which is why you get cheaper in Japan. That'll be fantastic jazz. Next, oh, completely forgot. Did I buy this? I don't even remember. But oh, New York Jazz Scene. Okay, yep. Now this is George Wallington, I think his name is. A bit of a fairly unknown player. You can see there we've got Donald Byrd on here. New York Jazz Scene. So this is pretty old school. I think it's late 50s, from my understanding, or maybe. But anyway, it's pretty good for a fairly unknown. And again, it wasn't very expensive because of that, even though we've got some Donald Byrd on there. Yeah, I thought I'd pick this up to have something a little bit different, and that wasn't going to break the bank, which is nice. And it's on Prestige, I think. There you go, early Prestige. So it says New Jazz. Yeah, I won't open it, but I'll just leave that there. All right, so next we've got the Charles Lloyd Quartet. Oh. Debacle. I'll get there. Come on. There we go. Dreamweaver. There we go. Now I've got a fair few Charles Lloyd Quartet albums. You know, kind of diggy stuff, obviously. Jack DeJohnette, I think, should be on this. Keith Jarrett should be on this. And this one's the one with the original, I think it's with the original Sombrero Sam. On there. Oh, let's turn this over. There we go. Don't know what's going on. There we go. Anyway, Japanese pressing. Again, great price from what I remember. Nice to have that in the collection. A nice price. Here we go. More jazz. This one, I'm going to take a bit of a gamble. I think I've listened to this once before on YouTube. But again, it's Joe Farrell. Well, it's Sam Most with Joe Farrell, but you know, Joe Farrell's the name. Obviously I don't know Sam Most apart from this, to be honest. Flute Talk. Can't go wrong with that. Look at that. 2 flutes. This is early 80s. I think it's about 81, maybe 82. I don't know. It's around about there. Joe Farrell, I think, died within a few years later of this, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not sure it shows any. Yeah, there are a bit. Sorry, what's that there? Does that say 1980? It's a bit out of focus there. You know, as I said, early 80s. And again, it was inexpensive. This one cost a little bit more, but again, this is the cheapest price I've found anywhere of this. Joe Farrell Spectacular from about 1978. The greatest cover there. Love that cover. Skateboard Park. How cool is that? Look at these. Oh, look at these old school skateboards. That's so awesome. Oh, there's even a Sims. Wow. I'm pretty sure this is 78. Yeah, this is after Joe Farrell's done his disco bit. But yeah, usually this costs a fair bit. I got it. This wasn't dirt cheap, but I paid a good. I got a good price for it. That's why I yeah, pulled the trigger on this one here, because is that it there? Does that say 1978? Oh, 79. There you go. Oh, this is a bit fake. There you go. 79. I was close anyway. But yeah, this one's, I think, more of a return to form, you know, after the disco thing. Been after that one for a while now, eh? So I've got a great price. Looks in really good condition. Next, we're going to keep going. And we've got some 70s Jack McDuff. There we go. 70s Jack McDuff. Slightest bit of ring. Where is that? Maybe. Or is that just mountains? No, it's just a little bit of ring wear. But you can see here, this is magnetic feel. Yeah, oh, come on, folks. There we go. This is about 1974, 75, I believe, on Cadet Records. So I've got more of a 70s flavour with some, I think, synths and stuff. But I've had a listen to this. There's some really nice stuff on here. There you go. Is that 70, 75? There we go. But yeah, always nice to have Jack McDuff. Even the 70s stuff, some of his 70s stuff is great. Or even the mid 70s stuff, as he's branching out a bit more from the sort of organ cooker stuff of the late 60s, early 70s prestige stuff. Next up, we're still going. I got a CTI Art Farmer with Joe Henderson Yammer. It might be a later one. I think this one's a non-gatefold. I think the original was a gatefold, but I compromised just to get it. Again, I got it pretty cheap. Joe Henderson's always great. Art Farmer's CTI stuff is pretty underrated. It's good stuff. I think this is the third one he did at the end of the 70s. So I think when this is recorded, it was like maybe about 79, getting close to 80. This is a Japanese pressing. It says copyright 80, so I don't know if that's when it was originally recorded. I know it was released a few times and reissued. But hey, I just compromised because this is a non-gatefold. I'm pretty sure the original's gatefold. It's got in a sleeve. But it is CTI. It still is. It's late, yeah. But it's got some cred. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going to do a quick bit of an edit in between. I don't normally do this, but I just found it afterwards. I opened up the insert in Art Farmer's Yammer. That's this one here. And look, the gatefold is in here as such. That's the gatefold. So yeah, I didn't get it as a gatefold. You know, the LP technically, but I got the you know, like the gatefold goods as such anyway. Plus a little bit of other advertising stuff in Japanese. All right, go on a bit more old school. We've got some Wynton Kelly. Early album Kelly Great. And again, this was inexpensive on VJ Records. I don't know if this was his first like solo stuff. He'd played with plenty of people. And look at the lineup here. I mean, geez. Philly Joe Jones, Lee Morgan, Wayne Shorter, Paul Chambers. I mean, these are your late 50s, early 60s cats who Wynton Kelly played with a lot anyway, and he played with so many other people. Did some awesome stuff. So this one, look, really nice, old school looking. Look at that nice red VJ label there. I'm pretty sure that's probably about late 50s, maybe even slightly early 60s, or might be even 1960s. And we are up to the last one, believe it or not. To finish off with another CTI. And that is Jim Hall's Concerto. Now this one usually, again, for some reason, this LP still sells for a lot. Normally, you know, Western world sells for a lot. It's got Chet Baker on there, not Paul Desmond. So it's not a typical CTI, you know, electrified too much. Yeah, Ron Carter's on there, which is great. Steve Gadd, Roland Hanna, who usually acoustic piano anyway. So that's the thing. This one is an oddity for me. But again, I got a really good price on this one, which is why I pulled the trigger, because I think it was a little bit more, damage, again, in Japanese terms. And that's what made this cheaper, less expensive, because there's a bit of damage. It did say split, yeah, there's a little bit of splitting. But hey, to get it cheaper, that's what I had to do. And that's just for the cover being, you know, a little bit damaged. But honestly, you check the price on this record still costs a fair bit for a CTI record. And I'm sure the vinyl is schmick anyway. But yeah, it's just one of those oddities that, you know, usually the CTI stuff you can get pretty cheap. These days, yeah, they've gone up. But still, a lot of it's still very reasonable. This one is usually a little bit more. This one and the Chet Baker one. Yeah, but it's nice. I'm still gatefold, so I've still got the gatefold thing happening. You know, yeah, it's a Japanese pressing, but sometimes you don't get the gatefolds. So I didn't have to compromise there. Still got the gatefold. I'm okay with it. It's a Japanese pressing. I don't care. And I'm sure it'll sound fantastic. Well, anyway, believe it or not, that's the big haul. Thanks for bearing with me with the shaky camera and the spillage in the village stuff happening. Yeah, I'll see you next time.